Jitsar Hiroshima Training of Ecological Purification System. Chapter 3. Algae and Animals in Slow Sand Filter. Muddy water due to a heavy rain. Soil is easily flushed out and flow into a river. When plants and animals do not flush out, water is always clear. Small animals on the surface of rocks collect turbid matters. Gentle for small organisms is the key to make clean water. SSF capacity is so large. When the filter rate is 5 meter per day, the capacity of one filter pond is 3,900 tons per day. If one day demand per person is 300 liters per day, the capacity of one filter is 13,000 persons per day. In this filter pond, SSF pond looks like a continuous culture system of filamentous diatom. On the surface of sand layer, there is a soft mat like light feather mat. Filamentous algal mat is just lay down. Sand is clear at the site in water. When we pull up this mat from the bottom to surface and in air, sand turns dirty color. Algae are the best food for animal. Filamentous diatom is a pioneer plant in cold water. I made algal mat sampler without any damage of sand filter during the filter run. Algae grow well in summer. Continuous culture system of filamentous algae becomes after 10 days. Filtrate water became clear water in 10 days. Grazing animal community grew well within 10 days. This result means that the scrapping of surface mud is not necessary in warm period. The filtrate became super clean water. My city, Ueda, Nagano, Japan is located in cool region in Japan. In June, algae first appear on the sand are the same as attached algae of Purification on the rock of riverbeds. Then, only the filamentous algae grow well on the sand filter bed. Sand beneath the surface in water is clean. When the supernatant water drain off, the trapped SS releases and drops into sand layer. Weak biological activity in cold water. In winter, it was the same as the attached algae on the riverbed. When the amount of solar radiation increased and the water temperature increased, the filamentous diatom of Melisera became dominant until December. Different type of algae grow in different environment. In slow sand filter pond, there is downward current from surface. Filamentous form of algae can grow on the sand bed. I tried to accelerate algal growth in winter. I thought that the nutrient concentration in rivers in Ueda city was poor than in London. I put nutrient to the filter pond in cold winter. But no growth of algae in the filter pond. I found shallow depth was the key of growth of algae than nutrient. Continuous algal culture system is a nutrient-reducing system. Harvest experiment was done. Nutrient reduction from inflow water to filtrate by algal growth. Nutrient removal rates were as nitrogen 4.6% and phosphorus 27% in raw water. Aerobic condition is essential for biological activity. Diurnal change of dissolved oxygen was measured. Soon after sunrise, DO in filtrate was rapidly increased. Even after sunset, DO in filtrate was supersaturated condition. Bubbles keep aerobic condition after sunset. Algal photosynthesis accelerates purification process. I investigated the seasonal change of algae in Thames filters in London from 1994 to 1996, 30 years ago. Filamentous green algal bloom in summer. And filamentous diatom in winter. I noticed that diatom to green algae in summer is due to grazing activity. The scientist of Thames Water recognized that aerobic condition is essential for heterotrophic organisms in the sand layer. They decided that faster flow rate was better for small organisms in the filter. Then, the filter rate of 0.4 meter per hour, 9.6 meter per day is adopted in Thames filter plants in London to escape oxygen drop in filtrate during the night time. On the filter rate in the book by Burton in 1894. Dr. Robert Koch said that never exceed 2.3 meter per day. However, there was a different results from this in Osaka, Japan in more than 100 years ago. That may be faster rate. Berlin Waterworks discovered that covered filters are much less efficient than open. This means open is better. At that time, English engineers adopted more than 4.9 meter per day. But, Burton recommended 3 meter per day in case of fairly good water. However, Present Thames Works adopts 9.6 meter per day. At the beginning, filamentous diatom dominates. However, filamentous green algae becomes dominant during the long filter run. Filamentous diatom was grazed up and filamentous green algae are remarkable in warm water or in case of long filter run. The green algae have hard cell wall and larger size. Algal photosynthesis relates to solar radiation and the activities of bacteria and animal relate to temperature. Chironomid is not same as mosquito. Chironomid is called non-biting mosquito. Chironomid larvae, making nest at the bottom and live in running water. Mosquito lives in stagnant water and beneath the surface. Both midges of chironomid and mosquito swarm for mating. The swarm behavior is almost same. Mosquito larva lives in stagnant water. Dissolved oxygen is almost none in stagnant water. Larva lives beneath the surface to collect atmospheric oxygen from the surface. Chironomid lives on the bottom in running water. And they make their nest. There is dissolved oxygen. I advised that wise application of natural purification system in a paddy field. And turbidity reduction by small animals. One safe drinking water system which can maintain by local villagers. 2 pilot test plant with several public taps was donated from Yamaha Company to Kagawang village near Jakarta, Indonesia. 3 villagers discussed how to maintain this plant by villagers. 4 villagers decided to collect money from the users in order to stock for maintenance. 5 water committee started a delivery service to other villages. 6 water committee maintains more than 15 years without any trouble. Tap keeper collects money of filling the bottle for the maintenance cost of the plant. 2 bottles of 20 liters per one family. This water is used for drinking and cooking only. This water is not used for bath and washing hands. Diarrhea and eye sickness are disappeared. This village became health village. Sanitary scents and its leaves are distributed among villagers. This acts to reduce the risk against sickness. This lecture continues to Chapter 4.